Okay, students. So in this video now, we're going to solve another problem of the same type, weight, concentration, and volume. So the problem statement is: so you have 200 microgram per liter, microgram per ml stock DNA concentration. You have to load 500 nanogram into the gel. How many microliter of stock you need to load? So we'll follow the same playbook. So these are the four-step solution process. So first we will identify the parameters, then we will identify the problem type, then we will convert it to simplest unit, and then we will solve the problem. The three types of problems, or the four types of problems identified here. So it is going to be one of those four, right? So we'll see. So let's just identify the parameters or quantities first. So this 200 microgram per ml. So this is a derivative of gram per liter, or in other words, weight per volume. So this is concentration, right? So concentration has been provided. Okay. Second thing, what you have provided, you need to load 500 nanogram into the gel. So this is weight. And what the problem statement is, how many microliter of stock you need to load. So this microliter is volume, which is not known. So you have to calculate this. So concentration is known, weight is known. Okay, so this turns out to be the type 1 problem, which is 2 known and 1 unknown in this equation. So if we write this down, so first step is done, parameter identification, that is volume, concentration, and weight. The step 2 is done, identification of the problem type. So this is type 1 problem, where if you can use the concentration equals to weight per volume of solution, and you feed in the concentration into this, weight into this, you're going to get the volume out of this. Okay, so before we solve this problem, the third step needs to be executed, because make sure all units are converted to simplest units. So let's do that first. So concentration is 200 microgram per ml. Okay, so let's convert this into simplest units, means gram per liter. Okay, let's try that. So 200 microgram is 200 into 10 to the power minus 6 grams. Okay, because 1 microgram is 10 to the power minus 6 gram. The second thing is 1 ml has to be converted into liter. So 1 ml is 10 to the power minus 3 liters. So we feed this in and we put 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 liter. Okay. So that's how you have converted the concentration into gram per liter. So to simplify this thing, if we just do the calculation, that would be 200 into 10 to the power minus 3 gram per liter. The other quantity provided is the weight. So weight is known, that is 500 nanogram. So if you convert this, so 1 nanogram, so simplest unit would be the gram. So 1 nanogram is 10 to the power minus 9 gram, right? So 500 into 10 to the power minus 9 grams. So that is, both of them has been converted to simplest units. Now you need to find the volume. So volume, if you write this here, that would be, if you reconfigure this equation, so that would be volume is weight by concentration. So let's now feed the numbers here. So weight is 500 into 10 to the power minus 9 gram divided by 200. So concentration is here, 200 into 10 to the power minus 3 gram per liter, or in other words, gram liter inverse. Okay, so gram per liter is the same thing as gram liter inverse. So what you see here is that you are going to cancel out the gram, and the liter inverse would go to the numerator and become liter, right? So and otherwise this is also getting changed. So this would be 10 to the power minus 3, and it would become 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, so let's see. and this is also cancelling out, so we would end up with 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 liter. Okay, so now this would, if you stop this problem right here, you'd get partial marks or partially correct answer, because you need to calculate how many microliter of the stock you need to load. So this is answer is in liter, so you need to convert it into microliter. So 1 liter is 10 to the power 6 microliter, and if you put this here, this is going to be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power 6 microliter, because 1 liter is 10 to the power 6 microliter. So they're going to cancel each other. You're going to get 2.5 microliter. Okay, so that's how we are going to do the stepwise solution of this problem. Okay, so see, if you have not converted the units into simplest units, the original one was microgram per ml, and this one is in nanogram. So microgram and nanogram would not have cancelled out. Okay, so that's why you need to convert this to simplest units. Let's solve one more problem. So you have weighed 200 gram of DTT. The molecular weight is provided. You have dissolved it in 50 ml of water. What is the concentration in gram per ml? What is the concentration in weight volume percentage, and what is the concentration in molar? Okay, so we will follow the stepwise process, and this may take multiple videos to do it. So the stepwise process is, first identify the parameters. So here, if you see the 200 gram, that is your weight, right? So gram and its derivatives are weight. Molecular weight, we know that is a constant, okay, that we use for conversion of gram to mole and vice versa, right? You have dissolved it in 50 ml of water, so this is volume. So weight is provided, volume is provided. It is asking what is the concentration in gram per ml, right? So it is unknown. So all these things, they are asking the concentration. So concentration is the unknown. So you have the weight, it is provided 200 gram. You have the volume provided, that is 50 ml, and concentration is the unknown, right? So this is also the type 1 problem, which is the two knowns, one unknown. So this step 2 is done and step 1 is done, identifying the parameters and the identify the problem type. So type 1 problem. So what we know that concentration is weight per volume, but before solving that, we need to do one more step, and that step is step number 3, convert everything into simplest parameters. So if you convert that, gram is already in grams, so we don't need to worry, and ml, we could, if we want, we can convert it into 10 to the power minus 3 liter, because 1 ml is 10 to the power minus 3 liter. Now, let's see what the first problem is asking for. First question, what is the concentration in gram per ml? So if we see that the weight is already provided in gram and the volume is already provided in ml, so if we simply put this everything here, we don't need to change, do any unit conversion, and that becomes 4 gram per ml, right? So as simple as that. So the first one is solved. Now comes to the second one. What is the concentration in weight per volume percent? So that is number of grams in 100 ml solution. Okay, so this 4 gram per ml, what it represents is that 4 gram per ml, it represents 1 ml has 4 gram of solute. Now what you need to find out is how much solute is in 100 ml. So we do the unitary method here. So 100 ml has 4 into 100 equals to, so 400 grams. So that is your weight percentage. So weight percentage concentration. So 400%. Okay, and you need to write in the bracket that it is weight per volume, because there is also another type of weight per weight concentration. So it should not be confusing. Okay, so 400% is the second one. So that is also done. The third one is the concentration in molar. Okay, so now see what we have done is we have already originally calculated gram per ml, and now we are doing the unit conversion. So it is both type 1 and type 2 problem we are doing. That first we calculated with concentration volume, and now we are doing unit conversion within the same parameters. So concentration units are being interconverted. Okay, so now for the third problem, the concentration is already calculated to be 4 grams per ml, right? So this is the one that I'm talking about, 4 grams per ml. So what we would do now, see, molar is moles per liter, right? So none of this really matches. So first let's do the convert the milliliter to liter. At least one of them would be taken care of. So 4 gram into 10 to the power minus 3 liter, because 1 ml is 10 to the power minus 3 liter, right? So that is done. So now we have got to the unit of gram per liter. Now we still have to convert the gram to moles. Both are weight units, and we need to do that. So let's try that. So that's where the molecular weight comes in, because that is used for conversion of gram to mole and vice versa. So what we do here is that, so we are going to divide it by the molecular weight. Okay, so 154 gram mole inverse, and besides we have 10 to the power minus 3 liter. Okay, so what you're gonna get here is that the gram is gonna cancel out, and we will get the mole in the numerator as we want in the final answer. Okay, so how do I know that I have to divide? So that I can answer in a moment. So 4 by 154 into 10 to the power minus 3, and mole will go to the numerator by liter. So mole per liter is the same as molar. So that is the answer. So this much molar. So how do I know that I have to divide? So let's see, what if we have multiplied? So this is where the use of unit comes handy. So I'm just hypothetically doing a multiplication and see if it still gives me mole. Okay, so 4 gram into the molecular weight, 154 gram mole inverse. On the denominator we have the 10 to the power 3 minus 3 liter. Okay, so you can see now the gram and gram is not converting, and you are not getting the mole also in the numerator. It's mole inverse. So that tells you this is not the right approach. This is you don't need to remember if you need to divide or you need to multiply. If you use the units properly, that would help you in finding that out. Okay, so nothing to memorize, just understand how this is working. Okay, see you in the next video.